Well, hello everybody, Bug Eater 64 here again. And today what we're going to do is I did a video flying the EC-135 in X-Plane, the Rotor Sims version, and flew it from San Francisco International to Half Moon Bay. Well, today, because I'm kind of curious, I'm going to fly the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020's what they call the H135, was previously known as the EC-135. It's the same helicopter. But we're going to fly it from San Francisco International. Once again, I'm going to go underneath both the Oakland Bay Bridge and the Golden Gate Bridge as we fly out to Half Moon Bay. Now, the reason I'm curious about this is that I want to see if they've made changes in this update. I recently saw one of Microsoft Simulator's videos on YouTube, and it showed a biplane flying underneath a bridge. In the past, we have not been able to do that. Every time you flew underneath a bridge, which we do just for fun, anybody can look at the top side of a bridge, but we want to see the underside. So every time we tried that, it would crash the aircraft. It would knock out your engine and do different things that basically either put you in the ground or the water, but you couldn't fly underneath the bridge and get away with it. So that's what we're going to do today. Is I'm going to fly underneath those two bridges. We're going to be flying early morning again, so there's going to be fog. There's no doubt in my mind. And we're also going to look at some of the differences in the scenery. Now, Mr. X scenery that I had in X-Plane is absolutely beautiful. It's great. But Microsoft's scenery uh, is of a higher sharpness or clarity. It looks better. But I want to see what they've done with San Francisco because I'm not sure they've got that down yet. So anyway, let's get inside the helicopter. Let's do this short flight and see how things go. See you inside. So welcome to San Francisco International Airport. And as you can see, some of it is rendered nicely, other parts of it look like total crap. But it is what we've got, so let's go with it. So we're inside the cockpit of the EC-135, and we'll start getting her loaded up and getting her running so we can be on our way. Check my controls, make sure they're free and clear, and everything is working fine. Now, some of the issues that I'm going to see here, I'm sure, still have some issues with lag. Not sure why, because I got a pretty powerful machine running a 9900 CPU and 280 Ti NVIDIA card. So anyway, we'll go ahead and set up a little flight plan. We're not going to probably use it, but I've got it. And we're going to go from KSFO to KHAF, Half Moon Bay. So from San Francisco International to Half Moon Bay. And so that's all set up. We should be good to go there. Let's get things started with our battery power. And we'll go ahead with the avionics, fuel pumps, and anti-collision lights, just so people can see what we're doing, since this helicopter doesn't have a beacon per se. And so with that, we should be able to go ahead and start engine 1. Now in this version, the ADAC is automatically implemented, where with the rotor sim, I actually had to turn on the ADAC. And looking at the engine gauges, it's starting up nicely. We'll just wait till it gives us the yellow indicator being an idle. And then we can start the second engine. In the meantime, we'll get our flight map on this side. Okay, so we can start engine 2. Both engines are on idle. So let's go ahead and turn on the fuel tanks, front and aft, and go ahead and get our lights on. And it's probably foggy, so go ahead and put the strobe on. Normally wouldn't do that from here. And everything else looks good. Pitot heat's on. Okay. It looks like we're about ready to take off. Easy lift off. Test our hover a little bit. Everything's looking good here, so we'll go ahead and head out. Look at the clouds. That's a big fog bank. Said it's early morning, so hasn't all had a chance to burn off yet. This is pretty normal for San Francisco at certain times of the year. See that lag? That's an ongoing problem. Now, from what I understand, later this month, or I believe July 27th, update number 5 is supposed to hit. And once it drops, one of the things they've been working on at Asobo is frame rates. So hopefully that will improve. We can certainly hope so. So we're just turning around, heading towards the bay, and then we will turn to our left and follow the shoreline pretty closely down to the 2 bridges.
And we can see the sun trying to burn through that fog. So we're just going to hand fly this thing and see how she does. Now the hype group have done an absolutely excellent job on this helicopter, considering that what they have to work with. Microsoft Flight Simulator does not support helicopters, and during the last Q&A session, that was one of the things that they're looking very hard at, because they've realized the importance of getting helicopters into the sim. So they're looking for partners to work with them on that and get it all done. But helicopters will probably not be officially in the part of the sim until 2022. So it's a number of months away. But the hype group, have really done a fine job working and building this freeware helicopter in a simulator that doesn't support it. So well done to hype. And it's interesting that as advanced electronically and as the EC-135 is, I actually fly the Huey UH-1 better than I fly this helicopter, which is kind of weird because this is an easier helicopter to fly. So it won't be long now, and we'll be approaching the Oakland Bay Bridge and see how it goes trying to go underneath it. Either I can fly underneath it with no issues, I can fly underneath it successfully but have some type of issue. What it is, I'm not sure. Or I can fly under it like I normally have done in the past, and it crashes me, it kills my engines and puts me in the water. So we'll see how this goes. And we are approaching the bridge. Which is right on the edge of the fog bank. Fly over big container ship. Okay, here we come, approaching the bridge. And underneath. Okay, well, it didn't go without any issue.
1049, side slip 180.0.
Yeah, it took it as a landing. So that's very interesting. The good thing is I'm still flying with no damage to the helicopter. The unfortunate thing is when I went underneath it, it almost listed it as a crash, but definitely as a hard landing. So I suspect we'll have the same thing happen going under to the Golden Gate. Alright, so let's see what happens here. So we're approaching the Golden Gate. This will be very interesting. I don't know if they still do it, but back in the day, one of the things we'd hear on the radio, they would talk about the weather based on how high the fog registered on the support of the Golden Gate Bridge, how far it up was to the top of the Golden Gate. So it was interesting. I don't know if they still do it, but it was kind of fun back then. Many, many years ago. Here we go. Just barely see the Golden Gate. Here we go. We're going to go under it, and I suspect we're going to get hammered again with another hard landing. And we did.
Vertical
But
speed
it didn't kill it.
1049, side slip 180.0.
That's my landing indicator telling me how things were, and unfortunately, it not be true. But we got past the gates, so now we're going to head down the coastline and get to Half Moon Bay. Very, very foggy. And you could tell it was early morning. The sun is behind us, and if you look through the clouds up towards the top of the windscreen, you can just barely see the moon. hopefully with the next update, we'll take care of a lot of the frame issues and the what's causing the lag. Only time will tell, but we're working on it. Yeah, so once this fog burns off, it's going to be a beautiful day in Central California. It'd be nice if we could just stay out of the fog, but unfortunately, we're not going to get that lucky. Almost there. Getting very close, but normally I'd see the runway already and no issues there. But unfortunately, it doesn't look like it. I still can't see it. Should be able to pretty quickly. So we're coming in a bit of an angle to it. No real issues there. Now for the hard part. Let's get it on the ground safely. You know, if I flew this thing more, I could probably do a lot better. I really have a problem with the side slipping of the helicopter once I get down low.
Vertical speed 1049, side slip 180.0.
Trying to taxi hover in a straight line in this helicopter is a real issue.
Vertical speed 1049,
Other people
side
are
slip
probably much better at it.
180.0.
So we'll get it up here to the pad up here and we'll set it down. Alright, let's flip it around here.
Vertical speed 1049, side slip 180.0.
Okay, so we have landed safe. We're at Half Moon Bay. All in all, very knowledge and data gathering and fun flight. What can I say?
Okay, so things went fairly well. Still some issues going underneath the bridges. It doesn't crash you per se, but it knocks you right down to the ground level, and you get notified of your landing rate. So, still some minor issues, but you can fly underneath the bridges without too much of an issue, at least these two bridges. We'll have to do some more checking in other areas of the world and see how it all goes. So, we did it, we got it done, and I normally don't like to do the same type flight back to back, but this was something I really wanted to check out for myself and thought I'd share it with all you guys and gals. So, with that, I sure hope you enjoyed the flight. I had a heck of a good time bringing it to you. I always love flying around the San Francisco area, even in fog. So, until next time, this is Bug Eater 64, and as always, remember, safe flying.